lesson 7, we are going to see the various conditions for two circles to touch each other. So two circles can either touch each other internally, externally, be concentric or orthogonal. And for the first case, if two circles touch each other internally, this is what we mean by two circles touching each other internally. So if these are the two circles, and this is the center C1 for the first circle, and the center C2 for the second circle, with their radius, this is R2 and R1 for the bigger circle. Then we can see from this that the distance from C1 to C2, this is C1 to C2, which is the center of the second circle, is the same as R1 minus R2, where R1, okay, so with this you see that R1 should be greater than R2. So the distance between the centers of the two circles is simply the difference between the radius of the bigger circle and the smaller circle. So this is when two circles touch each other internally. If two circles touch each other externally, then, we have something like this. So this is S1, S2 with center C1 and C2. So we have the distance. This is R1 and this is R2. With this, you can see that the distance from C1 to C2 is simply R1 plus R2. So here is the condition for two circles to touch each other externally. Now, if two circles are concentric, these are two concentric circles. Two circles are said to be concentric if they have a common center. So these circles are concentric. If two circles are concentric, then the condition is simply C1 is equal to C2. Now we are going to see into the last case for orthogonal circles. So two circles are said to be orthogonal to each other if we have something like this. This is S1 and S2. S1 with center C1 and S2 with center C2. So this distance, this is R1 and this is R2. And here too, R2 and this is R1. So we have this distance here. So this radius, actually, the angle here, we have this. The distance from C1 to C2 is actually this distance that we have here. And according to circle theorem, the angle that is sustained here at the circumference is an angle of 90 degrees. So in that case, we are saying that the distance from C1 to C2, applying Pythagoras theorem, we are going to have that C1, C2, all that squared, because this is the hypotenuse of the circle. Hypotenuse squared is equal to the sum of squared of the two other sides. So C1, C2, all that squared is R1 squared plus R2 squared. So we can say the distance from C1 to C2 is the square root of R1 squared plus R2 squared. So this is the condition for two circles to be orthogonal to each other. That means their radii meet at an angle of 90 degrees at the circumference. Thank you.